Yo, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Greg and Nator, YouTuber, creator, host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable, independent podcaster, and of course, Queens, New York native, who's also a New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you're now rocking, listening, streaming, and watching the 365th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast, live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, comment on the episodes, including the topics. Tell me how you feel about the topics in each episode being recorded. And of course, be sure to grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page so that way you'll be notified on when I'll be on the air via live stream, recording live stream video podcast episodes. And of course, share the videos. Be sure to tell a friend to another friend, and I'll handle the rest at the end of the podcast recording. Now, I know everybody is on edge about what went down this week in regards to the CEO of United Healthcare that got assassinated, which I will talk about that in a future episode. And I do feel for the people who are you know, just tired of all the premium taxes and stuff. So we'll talk about that in a future episode. So, um, how's everyone doing this week? I hope y'all enjoying your week, and of course, the weekend is here. And speaking of the weekend, speaking of the weekend, I'd like to um, I'd like to give a head start on the first thing I want to do is talk about a mental health topic that I want to actually talk about here, which is um which is which is mental health check-in. All right. I want to get I want to get into it right here right now. So here it is. All right. Yes, today's mental health check-in topic is agoraphobia. Yeah, you probably heard this word many times in your lifetime. Now, um, according to according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, which is the National Library of Medicine, agoraphobia is the anxiety that occurs when one is in a public or crowded place from which a potential escape is difficult or help may not be readily available. It is characterized by the fear that a panic attack or panic like symptoms may occur in these situations. Individuals with agoraphobia therefore strive to avoid such situations or locations. This activity describes the diagnostic criteria and characteristics of agoraphobia and outlines the interprofessional team's role in the evaluation and management. All right, some key objectives includes identify the etiology of agoraphobia, assess the diagnostic criteria and common symptomatic presentations of agoraphobia, evaluate the options available for the management of agoraphobia. Communicate some interprofessional team strategies for improving care, coordination, for the evaluation and management of agoraphobia. All right, so all right, so yeah, so let's see. So yes. So let's see. Now there are some other stuff that's included. Let me just get to it here. So yes, agoraphobia is the anxiety that occurs when one is in a public or crowded place from which a potential escape is difficult or help may not be readily available. It is characterized by the fear that a panic attack or panic like symptoms may occur in these situations. Individuals with agoraphobia therefore strive to avoid such situations or locations. In um, the DSM 4, agoraphobia was not a form of psychiatric diagnosis, yeah, but was instead considered a qualifier of panic disorder. Panic disorder is characterized by recurrent or unexpected panic attacks presenting as abrupt and intense surges of fear with various associated physical symptoms such as palpitations, shortness of breath, nausea, chest pain, dizziness, fear of dying, etc. In the currently used DSM-5, agoraphobia is considered a distinct diagnosis, no diagnosis, excuse me, that can occur independently of other diagnoses such as generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorder. In the DSM-5, the condition is defined as marked fear or anxiety about actual or anticipated exposure of public spaces, with the symptoms of fear or anxiety occurring most of the time in at least two of five common different situations. To meet the criteria for diagnosis, an individual must fear exposure to public places and make active attempts to avoid such situations, either through behavioral or cognitive modifications. This fear or anxiety should not be in the context of a realistic threat explained by socio-cultural context or occur in the context of substance use or withdrawal. To formally diagnose a patient with agoraphobia, the diagnostic criteria must be present for greater than 6 months. Oh boy. All right, we go to the etiology here. Agoraphobia is usually first identified in young adults with the mean age of diagnosis beginning in the mid to late 20s. There is no consensus on the childhood experiences, personality characteristics, or psychosocial psychosocial risk factors that lead to a diagnosis or of agoraphobia. Hmm. However, proposals point to several commonly occurring e- etiological factors. These include parental overprotectiveness, the presence of childhood fears or night terrors, experience of grief or bereavement early in life, unhappy or traumatic childhoods, or genetic predis- predisposition. Comorbid personality types include dependent, obsessive compulsive, or otherwise highly neurotic. The DSM-5 further stratifies risk factors into three categories, which includes temper, temperamental, which includes neuroticism, sensitivity to anxiety and anxiety disorders, environmental, negative or traumatic events in childhood, and reduced warmth or overprotectiveness in childhood. Yeah, I know a lot of people experience overprotectiveness like I did. Um, and genetic and psychological predisposition. Okay, so anxiety disorders encompassing generalized anxiety disorders, panic disorders, and agoraphobia are highly prevalent in the general population. There is some disparity in estimates for the prevalence of agoraphobia as it has only recently received its diagnostic criteria rather than as a qualifier for panic disorder. According to the DSM-5, agoraphobia is present in approximately 1.7% of the general population. It further states that most cases of agoraphobia are present before the age of 35. There is an increase in the risk of developing agoraphobia in late adolescence and early childhood, with the overall average age at onset being 17 years. The National Institute of Mental Health estimates that the lifetime prevalence of agoraphobia is 1.3%, with an annual incidence rate of 0.9%. Yearly prevalence rates of agoraphobia are similar between males 0.8% and females 0.9%. Wow. As with all psychiatric diagnosis, an, an essential tool in diagnosis is the interview. There is no physical exam finding that would indicate a diagnosis of agoraphobia. The DSM-5 outlines the criteria by which a diagnosis of agoraphobia is possible. To definitely diagnose a partner with agoraphobia, they must have intense fear in response to or when anticipating entering into at least two of the five following situations: using public transportation like automobiles, buses, trains, being in open spaces like marketplaces, parking lots, being in enclosed spaces like theaters or malls, standing in lines or crowds, or being outside of the home alone. I think people I think people sometimes are um have struggled with agoraphobia when they in tight spaces. They shouldn't include elevators too. Elevators is included as well. Um so yeah. So yeah. So this fear, which is out of proportion to the actual stimulus, must be accompanied by behavioral or cognitive modifications to avoid placing oneself in situations where the exposure may occur. These symptoms must be present for at least 6 months and must cause significant distress to the patient and impairment in their lives. The symptoms also should not be better explained by another psychiatric diagnosis, be directly caused by a medical diagnosis, or occur in the context of substance use or withdrawal. As for treatment and management, though panic disorder and agoraphobia have been um, differentiated with two different sets of diagnostic criteria, the treatment algorithms for the two remain similar. The first step is to identify the severity of the disease when the patient presents. This is often a measure of the level of impairment or distress the agoraphobia or panic disorder causes in the patient's life. Patients with mild or moderate panic disorder or agoraphobia can choose between psychotherapy and um, pharmacotherapy to achieve adequate symptom management. Studies have generally concluded cognitive behavioral therapy effectively addresses and alleviates target symptoms, lessens other anxiety symptoms, and improves the patient's quality of life. For patients with more severe forms of agoraphobia or for those who prefer pharmacotherapy over psychotherapy. Pharmacotherapy, that's a good topic to talk about. Um, there are several effective options for medication management. Selective serotonin receptor inhibitors, um, double SRIs, are generally considered first line therapy, with therapeutic doses being the same as in depression. Serotonin, um, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, tricyc- tricyc- tricyclic antidepressants, and benzodi- benzodiazepines have also been effective alternatives to SSRIs in the treatment of panic disorder and agoraphobia. SSRIs are generally preferable to these other medications because of the side effect profile, affordability, availability, decreased potential for abuse, and better tolerability. There's also data suggesting that the combination of cognitive behavioral therapy with pharmacotherapy may be most effective in symptomatic management of agoraphobia and panic disorder. Oh boy. Wow. So, damn, son. One moment. Um, okay, where were we? All right, so differential diagnosis. According to the DSM-5, the most common differential diagnosis for agoraphobia include specific phobias, separation anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, panic disorder, acute stress disorder, excuse me, or post-traumatic stress disorder, and major depressive disorder. Specific phobias should be diagnosed rather than agoraphobia if the fear, anxiety, avoidance, or behavior modification is limited to one of the five, rather than two of the situations in which agoraphobia can occur. Separation anxiety disorder can be differentiated from agoraphobia if the fear or anxiety arises when considering detachment from loved ones or the home environment rather than the panic associated with being in feared situations themselves. Social dis- excuse me. Social anxiety involves fear of being negatively judged in public situations rather than separation. anxiety disorder, being in the situations themselves. Panic disorder is the appropriate diagnosis if the panic symptoms occur in less than two of the five diagnostic agoraphobic conditions, or if they occur in other non-public situations or circumstances. Hold on one second. Um, where were we? Public situations or circumstances. Yes, acute stress disorder or post-traumatic stress disorder is the diagnosis of fear, anxiety, or avoidance functions to avoid reminding the individual of a past traumatic event. Major depressive disorder should be the diagnosis if the patient also reports associated and he and anhedonia and anhedonia, apathy, loss of energy, insomnia, or low self esteem. Agoraphobia also cannot be diagnosed if the behavioral modifications are to avoid consequences of medical conditions, such as fears of losing consciousness in public for someone with cardiovascular pathology or developing diarrhea in someone with inflammatory bowel disease. Jeez. Prognosis. The DSM 5 describes the course of agoraphobia as persistent and chronic, with complete remission being relatively rare except with treatment or intervention. Rates of remission are reduced when the severity of agoraphobia is higher. The chance of a favorable prognosis is also reduced by the presence of comorbid anxiety disorders, depression, personality disorders, or substance use disorders. Complications. Agoraphobia itself is associated with significant distress and impairment in life. In severe cases, it can cause individuals to become completely homebound and dependent on others for anything that requires um, leaving one's home. This can lead to self medication with non prescription medications or other substances. The DSM 5 states that remission rates without treatment are quite low, with averages estimated at 10%. Agoraphobia is also associated with an increased risk of developing comorbid major depressive disorder, persistent depressive disorder, and substance use disorders. Deterrence in education. The prevention of agoraphobia would involve the medication of significant risk factors. Appropriate strategies for its management include early identification of symptoms, prompt interventions, access to resources and mental health professionals, facilitation of open discussions with patients, and effective management with psychotherapy or pharmacotherapy. Enhancing healthcare team outcomes. Agoraphobia, while only recently differentiated from panic disorder with its diagnostic criteria, is extremely prevalent in the general population. When present, it causes significant distress and potential disability in an individual's life. Due to its persistent and chronic course, if left untreated, it is essential that agoraphobia is diagnosed early and intervention initiated promptly. It is critical that healthcare professionals, particularly primary care providers, be well versed in the symptomatology of agoraphobia and proficient in diagnosing and starting any necessary treatment. Patients must have a connection to avenues to obtain adequate resources for their distress and disability, and referrals to psychology and psychiatry should take place if deemed necessary. Treatment can involve psychologists, social workers, psychiatric nurses, and nurse practitioners. They all participate in patient education and monitor patients. Nursing staff can assess compliance, answer patient questions, and watch for adverse effects from medication, alerting the prescriber promptly of any concerns. Pharmacists review prescriptions, check for interactions, and inform patients about the side effects. They can also provide input on the best agent for a specific patient and specific modifications if progress stalls. These interprofessional interventions can improve patient outcomes for agoraphobia patients. All right. If you'd like to learn more about agoraphobia, you can go to this website, www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. All right. All right. Up next, we are going to. Up next, we're gonna go to our transit stuff right here with this. Hold on a second. Yes, the New York Mass Transit Files. Here we go. All right. Here's what's happening in transit news. Okay, hold on a second. Um, First and foremost, I want to actually get this out the way too. Regular service on the F line has been restored between Manhattan and Queens through Roosevelt Island following the completion of renovation work in the 63rd Street Tunnel under the East River. Since since August, F trains have been running along the E line to and from Queens to accommodate work in the tunnel, including brand new tracks and 25,000 feet of new third rail, which provides electric current powering subway trains. Excuse me. MTA crews also replaced signals and cables, repaired defective concrete, and sealed leaks. In the meantime, though, Roosevelt Island commuters were made to use an F shuttle train running along a single track at 20-minute intervals, traveling between Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street in Manhattan, Roosevelt Island, and 21st Street, Queensbridge, and Queens. Meanwhile, since F trains were sharing tracks with the E line, the M train was rerouted to terminate at 57th Street in Manhattan and did not go to Queens. Damn. Both the F and M trains both the M excuse me, both the F and M lines resumed regular service between Manhattan and Queens at 5 a.m., which took place on April 1st, Monday morning. Monday morning, F trains arriving at Roosevelt Island were greeted by Greg Morissette, Dean of the island's Cornell Tech campus, as well as Cornell Tech mascot Touchdown the Bear. The 63rd tunnel originally envisioned in the MTA's 1968 program for action was largely completed in the 1970s, but didn't open for service until 1989. And even then, not connect to the Queens Boulevard trunk line, and thus was often deemed the tunnel to nowhere. The connection was completed in 2001. The tunnel has two levels, the upper one being used by the F line. The lower one lay dormant for decades, but last year was finally activated as Long Island Railroad service arrived at Grand Central Madison. All right. Okay. Up next. Um Up next, a tourist. This is very crazy, man. This is very crazy. A tourist was slashed in the face on the Upper West Side Wednesday morning, leaving blood covering the sidewalk where the violent attack occurred, police sources said. According to law enforcement, the brazen daylight incident occurred outside 114 West 86th Street at around 10:23 a.m. on November 20th within the 20th precinct confines. Surveillance video footage that AM New York Metro obtained showed two men walking along the sidewalk when a man wearing a gray sweatshirt and black shorts ran up to them from behind while holding a knife. Jeez. Jeez Louise, man. You got to be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Out of all places, out of all places, damn. Out of all places, you had to pick that one. All right. So let's see. Police said One of them, age 55, was slashed across the face and ear, leaving the wounded man gushing blood. Following the attack, eyewitnesses said the victim crawled into the doorway of 114 West 86th Street, holding tissues on his face to try to stop the bleeding while waiting for paramedics. EMS rushed him to Mount Sinai Morningside Hospital for treatment. He is expected to survive, cops say. Meanwhile, the perpetrator fled on foot eastbound on 86th Street following the attack. Police sources do not yet know the motive for the attack or if the victim was targeted at random. The bloody incident occurred just 48 hours after an alleged madman went on a stabbing spree through Manhattan, killing three over the course of his Monday morning rampage. Ramon Rivera, a 51-year-old homeless man, was arrested for the slaying, and remains locked up on first-degree murder charges. As for Wednesday slashing, no arrests have been made in the ongoing investigation. Anyone with information regarding the incident or the suspect's whereabouts can call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. For Spanish, you can dial 888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on X, formerly Twitter, at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. Wait, what about the one by wait a minute. What about the one by Brian Park? Hold up a second. A tourist got slashed by Bryant Park. Oh, I'm sorry about that, folks. I ain't mean to do that. I'm sorry about that. Um, I'm sorry about that. Let me see. Yeah, Let me just do a little recap of what I just talked about. Nah, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Okay. This is so crazy. This is so crazy though, man. All right. This is so crazy, man. So, so so the attack occurred days after. Hold on. Let me just hold on. Following the attack, cops said the slasher fled on foot northbound along Madison Avenue. The one while called for aid and officers from the 17th precinct. Um, and EMS responded to the scene. Paramedics treated the victim at the scene for his injuries. The attack occurred days after another tourist was slashed on the Upper West Side. In that incident, the suspect, 25-year-old Joshua Zinberg, allegedly jogged up behind the victim, a 55-year-old man, along West 86th Street and cut his face. Zingber's mother later walked into the 20th precinct and identified him to police, helping them make the arrest. Jeez, man. Jeez. Jeez. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Very, very, very crazy. Man, this is getting out of hand with all these slashings. This shit is getting out of hand. Anyway, as for Saturday's incident, police said no arrests have yet been made, and the search continues for the suspect who was last seen wearing black pants, a blue shirt, and a blue denim jacket. Anyone with information regarding the incident or the suspect's whereabouts can call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. For Spanish, you can call 888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppersnypdonline.org or on X, formerly Twitter, at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. Wait a minute here. By Brian Park. "42nd Street, 42nd Street, and Fifth Avenue." Hold on a second. I don't know if this is. All right. So, okay. Brian Park. Yes. Brian Park. Yes, Brian Park. The hell's going on here? What is this? Oh boy. This is crazy. Yeah, let me see. 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 All right, so this happened recently, most recently actually. So a 28-year-old man was slashed in the arm in a subway passage between the 7th train at Fifth Avenue and the BDFM trains. Excuse me. At 6th Avenue, a police spokesperson told Patch. What happened? The victim exited the 7th train by Bryant Park at about 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Headphones in, the victim sang along to music as he walked down the passageway towards 6th Avenue, according to authorities, until he noticed another man, 31-year-old Alexander Rivers Falcon, following him. Rivers Falcon confronted the victim, whom he believed was talking to him rather than singing. The victim tried to avoid the confrontation, officials said, and that's when Rivers Falcon slashed him in the right bicep. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Really though? this is disgusting, man. When it comes to people getting slashed, man, randomly out the fucking blue. This is disgusting. I'm sorry to say this, but that's just how I feel about this. And you wonder why a lot of people don't want to take the trains and stuff anymore because of all this crazy shit that's happening. And not to mention the whole congestion pricing thing, which I will get to in a second. This is disgusting, man. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Emergency responders transported the victim to Bellevue Hospital where he was treated for injuries, police said. After he slashed the victim, Revis Falcon fled the scene, remaining at large until he was picked up around 2:50 p.m. on Tuesday. An address police provided for Revis Falcon corresponds to Row NYC, a midtown hotel that's been serving as a shelter for migrants. Revis Hotel was charged with felony assault and criminal possession of a weapon on Tuesday. So yeah. All right, some more transit stuff that we gotta talk about here. Um, in regards to the storm of congestion pricing. Yeah, the storm of congestion pricing, which is getting ridiculous, by the way. Um, yeah, the legal showdown. Yes, the legal showdown on congestion pricing continues. Oh boy. Actually, this happened while yeah, anyway, yeah, by the way, man, I think the MTA has like what 9 lawsuits about this. So, a federal judge heard oral arguments from the Biden administration, the MCA, and the state of New Jersey on Wednesday in the Garden State's lawsuit seeking to overturn congestion pricing. Oh boy, which is not going to happen, actually, unfortunately. As the fate of the Manhattan tolling program and the mass transit improvements it would fund hang in the balance. Technically, the object at issue in the lawsuit is whether the Federal Highway Administration undertook a thorough enough environmental review of the program, which was approved last week, would levy um, a $15 or was $15, now it's $9 toll on most motorists entering Manhattan south of 60th Street, overnight discounts and crossing credits on bridges and tunnels already fitted with tolls. Um, the MTA hopes to have the program up and running, which didn't happen in June, by the way, um, and begin using toll revenue to fund its capital programs. New contracts for construction work are now suspended as litigation weaves through federal court. Randy Mastro, the prominent trial litigator retained by New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, told Judge Leo Gordon that the MCA's environmental assessment was not, in fact, adequate for the unprecedented tolling scheme and called for the court to rescind the FHWA's approval for it. The FHWA worked backwards to reach a predetermined outcome in New York's favor, argued Mastro, a former deputy mayor under the Giuliani administration. The MTA was allowed by the feds to conduct an environmental assessment for the program instead of a more thorough environmental impact statement. Last year, the feds issued a finding of no significant impact on the environment from the proposal, effectively giving the green light provided certain investments were made to mitigate the impacts of increased traffic in the Bronx and other areas as motorists diverted course from the central business district tolling area, picking its neighbors' pockets. Yeah, it's doing more than that though. It's doing more than that though, man. Certain people are actually I've been saying that this congestion pricing shit is a fucking joke, man. It's a fucking joke. Just because it works in London and other international areas does not mean it's going to actually work in their favor. I feel like I previously talked about previously episodes ago that the MTA and a bunch of yes men idiots don't care about the lives of people, especially those who have businesses in Manhattan that will be affected by the whole congestion pricing thing. And and I will save the 96th Street topic for another time. I might not have time to get to it, so um I might not have time to get to it, so I'm not even gonna really continue the rest. Um let's see. Let's see. Queens man pushes 68-year-old down church steps, stole her purse. Oh boy. All right. All right. Hold on a second. Um, this is crazy. Oh, one more transit stuff to talk about here, man. So most recently, the MTA, according to the Gothamist, is getting into the Christmas spirit. So, according to the Gothamist, Santa may want to avoid parking his sleigh in Manhattan this season. For the first time ever, a holiday train is hitting the tracks on the Metro North Railroad. The MTA has fitted out a single. Hang on a second here. Hang on one second here. I do not want this. I do not want this. I do not want this. Anyway, yes, so for the first time ever, a holiday train is hitting the tracks on the Metro North Railroad. The MTA has fitted out a single train with festive lights and plans to roll it out starting Friday through the end of the year. The colorful choo choo won't be easy to find as the MTA plans to run it on a random rotation across all three of Metro North's lines, according to a press release from the agency. We wanted to create something special for our community and bring back the sense of wonder, especially for children and for children of all ages. Metro North Railroad Chief Operating Officer Justin Vanishek wrote in a statement, end quote, it's a way for us to connect with our passengers and create lasting memories during this festive time of the year when days are short and darkness is long. We hope these colorful lights spark excitement and a sense of holiday cheer for all who come aboard and who see the train pass by. The train will also run holiday themed safety messages. The MTA also announced plans to bring back its annual run of vintage nostalgia subway trains this holiday season every Sunday in December. The agency puts all trains from the New York Transit Museum back into service every year. Last year, Havoc the broke on those holiday subway rides when vandals and thieves kept stealing vintage parts from the old trains in what Transit Museum director Concetta and Ben C. Venga called a troubling display of dangerous behavior. That's crazy, man. there's this whole well, it is the Christmas season. And and of course, like I said, man, speaking of holiday trains, man, I previously talked about um the New York Botanical Gardens having a holiday train show, which is out right now. And if you didn't hear this, um, I am going to actually repeat that. So if you missed out on what I was talking about, the New York Botanical Garden is having a holiday train show, and of course, all aboard. It started on November 16th and it ends on January 20th. Make sure you hurry up and get your tickets. All right. You miss the you don't want to miss the holiday Christmas fun. All right. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on a second. I will I'm gonna have to save I'm gonna have to save this. I'm gonna have to save this actually. So this is not transit related. Yeah, this is not transit related. So we can go to right here, the chatting all the jazz right here. So let's get into it right here. Hold on. And for those of you that are new and don't know what chatting on the jazz is, this is a segment where I talk about the trending topics that's been going on each week. All right. So so this first trending topic has to do with a Queens man who tried to rob a woman off of her bag by pushing her on the church steps, which I find very fucking ridiculous right there, man. Believe it or not, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, why? Why would you do this? I don't get it. I don't get that shit. This is ridiculous, man. Oh Lord, I swear, man. Right. All right. All right. So here's what's going on here. So there is an incident. Police say they are hot on the trail of the Queen's brute who sent a senior tumbling down a church staircase in a vicious attack over the weekend. According to police sources, the 68-year-old woman remains hospitalized in stable condition with a fractured skull and a brain bleed after being assailed on the steps of St. Demetrius Greek Orthodox Church in Jamaica Hills at around 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. However, investigators said Tuesday they have found new evidence which they hope will quickly lead to the suspect's arrest. It all began with what NYPD Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny believes to be a chance encounter. The suspect was believed to be just walking by when he spotted the senior and doubled back. As she's walking up the stairs, he runs alongside her, Chief Kenny said. He runs up on the handrail and gets there and just makes the turn and immediately attacks her. Police say the assault took place without a single word being uttered. The assailant either shoved or punched the victim directly in the throat, sending her backwards. She clears the entire staircase and lands directly on her head. She suffered a fractured skull and she has bleeding on her brain, Chief Kenny said. The perp, as she lay motionless on the floor, removed her purse containing her phone, credit cards, identification, and some U.S. currency. Jeez. Jeez, man. This is crazy. All right, so oh boy. All right. It was an episode that shocked police officials for its heinous nature outside a house of worship. Going to church is supposed to be sacred and safe, Deputy Commissioner of Operations Cass Daltrey wrote on X. Following the incident, police noted the attacker was captured on camera walking along 152nd Street, rifling through the purse, discarding items along the way until he comes upon car keys and chooses to steal her vehicle. The car was recovered the next day, 3.5 miles away from the crime scene. That's where police think they got a break in the case. Thanks to a forensic investigation of the car, police say they have been able to retrieve a fingerprint, leading Chief Kenny to state that he is very confident police will soon close in and make an arrest. In the meantime, anyone who may have recognized the suspect and can help police locate him is urged to call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. And for Spanish, you can dial 888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online stoppers.nypdonline.org or on X, formerly known as Twitter, at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. All right. All right. All right. Next, up next, up next. Let me see. This is let me see. What can I talk? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Remsky. All right, let's talk about Rimsky. Where's Rimsky? Okay, and of course, warm up those knees. Hang on a second. Just a second. No thanks. Hang on a second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Damn. All right. This is ridiculous. Damn. You know what? Hold on a second. I don't need this shit. Hold on a second here. Oh boy. Why in the hell? Okay, look, so let me just find. All right, all right. Let's go to. We're gonna go right here. Okay. Let's go to. Let's go here. All right. So according to your web, um, okay, at times continue being hard and folks are fed up with the way things are. A fun new dance is helping to lighten things up in New York City. Known as the Remsky, the dance is making its viral presence known with more than 1 million views and counting on TikTok and X, formerly Twitter. Although he could not have predicted how popular his creation would be, Kareem Gatson is happy for it to catch on in a big way. Chatting with Hip Hop Wired, Gatson detailed how the Remsky came to be. For him, it was a creative way to counter the dances that he got tired of doing in 2016. End quote. I just got tired of doing the dances that I was seeing out here, so I just decided to do my own. Explained the aspiring rapper who named his dance the Remsky due to its leg movements being like the moves of downhill skiers. As you getting low, you have to move sideways like you're skiing. Um, as with any well-known dance, there's a song that fits perfectly with it. For the Remsky, that tune is rapper Cash Cobain's Fisher, a collaboration with bass swing that requires the dancer to get lower to the ground by bending their knees as the bass drop of the song comes in. All this while the dancer moves their chest and shoulders in unison. Ever watch someone skiing and then you watch my dance, then you will go, okay, I see what story you are talking about. Gatson stated about the Remsky process. For those concerned with getting the dance exactly right, um, Elja Hicks, the man who used the Remsky in a joke about Jesus walking out the tomb, has simple advice. Don't get too caught up with the technical parts of it. Just have fun and enjoy. Exactly. Exactly. You just roll your shoulders, but it's about the drop. Hicks told Hip Hop Wired. The drop is what makes it fun. Um, it's all in like one motion. Everybody can do it because it's so easy to do before adding. Your grandmother, your grandmother and your grandfather could do it. I wouldn't count on the grandparents to do this. Oh man. I mean, this is for this is for young people that could do this, man. The ones that's in shape and stuff, man. Like, come on. Oh shit. Oh man. All they gotta do is roll their shoulders. Since going viral, Rimsky has caught on Beyond NYC with it being utilized as a joke on the performance of the MTA. The move has even been banned in the Russian Republic of Chechnya, Czech, Czechia, whatever how you pronounce it, um, as part of activities that are at too fast of a tempo. Hip Hop Wired noted, adding that Kai Sinat has picked up on it. No matter how it's used, Gatson is glad Deremsky is not associated with any negativity. For Cash Cobain, the timing of the dance going viral is perfect. I like that it doesn't have anything to do with violence, Godson said in an interview. It's got a lot to do with just having fun and enjoying yourself. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I can actually agree with this, man. We all need a break from fucking politics sometimes, man. We all need a break from that shit, man. It's just too stressful. It's just too stressful as it is, man. Like, wherever happen to having fun. We all need to have fun sometimes though, man, instead of worrying about terrible stuff all the time. Yes, terrible things happen, but that doesn't mean that everybody can relate to every single incident. Like, come on. Like, let's be for real, man. And I kind of like what he said though, man. We all want to create a dance that is, positive because you don't want to hear anything that's like violent related. You don't want to hear that shit though, man. And positivity works, you know what I'm saying? Positivity works, man. And I appreciate that. It's pretty interesting to say. And I'm pretty sure you could follow this guy on TikTok and other social media platforms to check out the dance. All right. Yeah, I do agree with this, man. You know what I mean? I do agree with this. Sorry about that loud car. Let's try this again. All right. Let's go on to the next topic. The next topic is going to be um the next topic is going to be National Twinkie. Let me just quote this. Um I'm pretty sure a lot of people may be asking, do you remember the Twinkie snacks? Of course, everybody remembers the Twinkie snacks from back in the day, especially when Hostess, the store itself, used to be around, but now it filed for bankruptcy and all that other stuff. Um, so because of National Twinkie Day, which is gonna happen next year, April 6th, 2025. Let me break down like a Pythagorean theorem on what this is. So yes, this is one of my favorite desserts, folks. So National Twinkie Day is celebrated all across America on April 6th. But what exactly is a Twinkie? Are you serious? That's like some kid asking what's the economy. Oh man. Oh shit. Marketed as the golden sponge cake with creamy filling. Twinkies are a beloved snack among children and adults alike. They were invented by James Alexander Dewar, a baker for the Continental Baking Company in Schiller Park, Illinois. Like many inventions, Twinkies were a product of necessity. Dewar to fill his strawberry shortcakes with banana cream instead, which later became their own treat. Twinkies, a wonderfully delicious invention. All right. The history of National Twinkie Day was first celebrated on April 6, 2012, on what is believed to be the anniversary of its invention. The Twinkie was invented in 1930 by James Dewar, who managed the Continental Baking Company in Chicago. He got the inspiration for the snack after seeing a billboard in St. Louis for shoes called Twinkie Toes. The treats were originally filled by hand and made in shortbread pans. They were originally filled with banana cream, but it was changed to vanilla cream during World War II as the short supply of bananas became an issue. The brand, represented by its iconic mascot, Twinkie the Kid, has had many flavors over the years, from the classic banana to blue raspberry, orange cream, and pumpkin spice. Twinkies has have been has excuse me, Twinkies have long been considered a staple in the world of American junk food. In a bizarre case, Dan White killed Mayor George Moscone and Harvey Milk in 1978 and used the and candy bars had his mind, making him temporarily insane and prompting him to shoot the victims. Twinkies are also known for their long shelf life. The oldest Twinkie that remains fresh was made in 1976. Former President Bill Clinton originally put a Twinkie in the Millennium Time Capsule in 1999, which isn't to be opened until 2111. No, 2100. Excuse me. Wait, 2100. Wow. That's a long time. However, the Twinkie was removed because of fear that mice would eat it. After declaring bankruptcy in 2012, Hostess was purchased by Apollo Global Management in 2013, and Twinkies made a comeback in the market, reprising its role as one of America's favorite snacks. I'm pretty sure certain grocery stores probably sells Twinkies. You just got to find them in certain stores. They probably have them though. So yeah. So let's go over the timeline here of National Twinkie Day. So the invention took place in 1930. The first Twinkie is made by baker James Dewar. 1985, Twinkies Project, also known as Test with Inorganic noxious cakes in extreme situations. It is a project to subject Twinkies to a variety of experiments. 1999, the Millennium Capsule. Bill Clinton puts a Twinkie in the Millennium Capsule to be opened in 2100. Wow. 2013, revival after the bankruptcy of Hostess, Twinkies returned to the market. Let's see. Yeah, of course Twinkies is good, man. What kind of question is that? National Twinkie Day activities. Of course, um, first off, eat some Twinkies. Celebrate Hostess Twinkie Day by treating yourself and your friends to boxes of Twinkies. Ditch your regular food and have Twinkies for a meal. How delicious. Well, I usually have it with my lunch. Um, Okay. Second, attempt to make your own. Ever wondered how Twinkies are made? On Hostess Twinkie Day, attempt to make your very own Twinkies. Imagine what the recipe must be or look it up online. It shouldn't be very hard. Um, Try new flavors. All of us have a favorite Twinkie flavor, but why not try new flavors of on Hostess Twinkies Day? Revisit an old favorite flavor or pick up a taste for a new one. You and your friends can also try each other's favorite flavors. Hostess Twinkie Day. Here are some five interesting facts about Twinkies. The world's oldest Twinkie is over 40. Made in 1970. The Twinkie is oh shit. Made the Twinkie is preserved in a glass box. Uh, the the Twinkies law. It prevents candidates from luring their voters with tasty treats such as Twinkies. So someone went on a Twinkies diet. Mark Harb lost 27 pounds on his Twinkies only diet rather. Twinkies Twinkies can be huge too. The largest Twinkie was 10 feet tall. What? Where in the hell have you seen a Twinkie that's like 10 feet tall? Somebody help me here, man. Somebody fucking help me here. Have you ever seen a Twinkie that's like 10 feet tall? I mean, come on. Oh, wow. 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 That's fucking funny, man. That's unbelievable. Oh boy. Boy. That's a laugh. That's a big laugh. Um, where were we? Yes. Okay. Um, fifth, it shares an ingredient with glue. The ingredient is corn dextrin. Why we love National Twinkie Day, you ask? Everyone loves it. If you love Twinkies, you love Hostess Twinkie Day. But you are not alone in this. Twinkies have been America's favorite snack for almost a century and continue to be immensely popular. It has a long history. Twinkies have so many interesting stories and events surrounding them, from the Second World War to a murder trial. Twinkies are truly unique. Hostess Twinkie Day celebrates the long history, the long history of the snack. It features in American culture, from popular movies and odd laws to their inclusion on the Millennium Capsule by the president himself. Twinkies managed to show up everywhere. Hostess Twinkie Day snack that shaped American culture. All right, so starting with next year, 2025, Sunday, April 6th, 2026, Monday, April 6th, 2027, Tuesday, April 6th, 2028, Thursday, April 6th, and 2029, Friday, April 6th. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so this is crazy, man. This is very crazy, man. I've been hearing so much about I've been hearing so much about self-driving cars and stuff. This is just beyond crazy to me, man. And I don't know about you, but I don't think that's safe to me, man. This is not, man. This shit is not safe at all. Um, yeah, this is not safe at all. And yeah, let's see. So yeah, we gotta talk self-driving cars. We gotta talk about that too, man. Um Damn, self-driving cars, man. Um, oh boy. Yes, self-driving cars. We'll talk about that. Yes. This is the most ridiculous idea that I ever fucking heard. All right. And this is from Motor Trend. When the New York Times revealed that Google was developing self driving cars some 14 years ago now, it kicked off a race among automakers to develop fully autonomous vehicles, um, or risk being left behind by the deep pocketed tech giant. Multiple car companies quickly clamored aboard the AV bandwagon as Google boldly predicted self driving cars would be running on public roads by 2020. Elon Musk later promised Tesla would develop vehicles that would drive autonomously across the country by 2018 and has been making similar claims ever since. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. But Tesla's misleadingly labeled full self-driving feature was recently relegated to supervised FSD, while our recent ride in the company's cyber cab Robotaxi during its much hype reveal left us unconvinced that Musk will honor his bold pledges anytime soon. Yeah, I don't believe this. I don't believe this shit at all, man. I don't believe this shit though. We're now at the halfway mark of the 2020s, and so far only Google's Waymo has been able to deploy fully autonomous robo taxis for licensed public use, and that only in limited areas of the mild climate cities of Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. Meanwhile, the road to full autonomy is littered with multi-billion-dollar failures and false starts. Ford and Volkswagen pulled the plug on Argo AI in 2022 after pouring almost $3 billion into the ill-fated self-driving startup. General Motors has spent more than $8 billion since acquiring Cruise in 2016, burning through $3.48 billion in 2023 alone. Motional was recently thrown a $475 million lifeline by Hyundai after auto supplier Aptiv decided to bail out as a joint venture partner. This after the two companies spent $4 billion in 2019 to launch Motional. Jeez, jeez, man. You know, I don't know, man. That shit to me. I don't know if self-driving cars is the safest idea to do, man. I don't know, man. Everybody has safety concerns, you know. Everybody got safety concerns. Um, everybody got safety concerns. I'm not gonna agree to all this though. This is just ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous idea ever. I mean, like I said, man, this is not the fucking Jetsons, man. This is real life shit. You know what I'm saying? This is real life shit. you know, yeah. So yeah. All right. Okay, let's see how much time we got. Hold on. All right. All right, good. Okay, so money isn't enough to crack the self-driving code. The reasons why all this money hasn't been adequate to crack the self-driving code include the unique complexity of driving tasks, insufficient roadway infrastructure, unpredictable public acceptance, and the glacial pace of government policy, but mostly the complexity of driving. Despite what you may think and see in your daily drives, most humans are decent drivers and they're instant, intuitive decisions compared to even the best of today's AV computers make the average commuter in a Camry look like Michael Schumacher. Humans, for example, can quickly and instinctively decipher subtle body language, eye contact, and hand signals from a pedestrian or another driver at a four-way stop that can confound a self-driving computer. This is just one of an infinite number of random scenarios a self-driving car encounters on the road and quick must make quick, sometimes life-threatening decisions about. Oh gosh. This is why hands-free highway driving systems like GM Super Cruise have been around for years. The easier aspects of autonomy, like staying between the stripes along stretches of interstate, are relatively easy to master. Early on, overly optimistic AV developers underestimated the difficulty of more complicated aspects of driving, especially in chaotic urban environments filled with cyclists and traffic lights, according to Phil Koopman, associate associate professor electrical and computer engineering at Carnegie Mellon University. Koopman, who has been involved with AV technology since the mid 90s, said he's not surprised that machines still can't drive as well as humans. And in 1995, a CMU experimental car did auto auto steer 98% of the way across the US, he said. We've been working on that last 2% ever since. The technical challenge is now about 99.90% complete. He added, but adding each additional nine to make it, for example, 99.99% complete is 10 times harder. All right. This is crazy, man. So there's some craziness. There's some crazy ideas and stuff. So teaching computers to drive like humans. Oh boy, you gotta be fucking kidding me. To make computers act like human drivers, AV companies spend thousands of hours road testing and expansion exponentially more in simulated environments to help its machines learn interactions that develop unconsciously. For most drivers, a self-driving cars, cameras, and software can recognize objects such as other vehicles, stop signs, or cyclists, and cause the vehicle system to react appropriately. But difference between, say, an empty brown paper bag, excuse me, blowing down the road or a tan puppy crossing traffic is far more challenging. All right, so so there's some crazy stuff. Weather and infrastructure factors. Um, and another one includes public perception problem. Um, yeah, yeah, the public policy puzzle. Scaling up is a challenge. It is. It is a challenge, man. Like, I don't think. Listen, I don't think anybody's gonna go for a motor vehicle that could drive itself to be better than humans. I highly fucking doubt it, though, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you'd like to learn more about this, you can go to www.motortrend.com slash features. Would you ride in a robo taxi self-driving? Not me. Not me. That's not happening. That is not happening, man. Not happening. Not in your lifetime. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I did not get a chance to talk about Power Book 2, so we're gonna get into it. I didn't get a chance to talk about it last time, so we'll talk about that. Um, we'll talk about that right now. Actually, hold on a sec. Um, all right. Let's see. All right, all right. Let's see. Um, Give me one moment as I find it. Okay, okay. So everybody's been talking about the finale, the final finale, the final season of Power Book 2, Ghost. I ain't get a chance to talk about this, but I will get into it right here, right now in TV show checkouts. All right. And then I'm gonna talk about the new TV show that's about to come on next year. So let's get into it right here. All right, so Power Book 2. All right, so Power Book 2, actually, so So this is from Screen Rant. The popular spin-off series. No, excuse me. No, excuse me. This is for Power Book 4. Excuse me, not Power Book 2. Uh, my apologies. I misread that. I misread that actually. Oh, wait. I misread that actually. But yeah, the popular spin-off series Power Book 4 Force has been renewed for a third season, but the hit Star series will also be ending. Coming as the third season, as the third spin-off of the show Power, which debuted in 2014. Power Book Force 2, Power Book Force, Power Book 4, Power Book 4 Force arrived in 2022 and follows familiar character Tommy Egan as he moves from New York to Chicago in an attempt to usurp the city's gangs and become the most powerful drug kingpin, bringing the usual formula from the other shows in the franchise. Force is nevertheless just as well regarded by critics. Like the rest of the shows, the Power series, Power Book 4 Force utilizes a depth mix of the high excitement of the usual crime show fare, but injects a large amount of realism within its character drama. Joseph Sikora turned heads as Tommy in both Power Book 2 Ghost, and it only seemed natural that he could carry his own spinoff with ease. By leaving New York and New Jersey behind, Force also represented the franchise's horizons. With that in mind, it wasn't surprising when stars renewed for season 3. Um, though the premium cable network was quick to renew the show after a stellar second season. The latest news confirms that Stars has canceled Power Book 4 Force after season 3, according to Variety. The news comes as something of a shock, especially in the wake of the ending of Power Book 2 Ghost earlier in 2024 and the revival and the renewal of Power Book 3, raising canon for its fifth season. Despite the disheartening news, series star Joseph Sikora said, "But don't worry, Tommy's journey is far from over with. We're just getting warmed up," to reassure fans. Um, yeah, even though it has now been revealed to be the last season of the popular Power spin-off, stars quickly renewed Power Book 4 Force just days after its season finale. The decision was made in December 2023 and it represented the supreme confidence that Stars has in its still expanding franchise. Even if Power Book 2 and Power Book 4 are ending, the franchise clearly still has plenty of potential. Oh man. All right. Um, let's see. I'm not gonna do any. I'm not gonna spoil this though, man. You know what I mean. So anyway, so the explosive ending of Power 4 Force season 2 may have led the groundwork for season 3, but it didn't take too many characters off the table. With that said, many of the most important characters will probably return in third and final season, especially since it is intended to wrap up the Chicago storyline. One guaranteed return is that of Joseph Sikora as Tommy Egan, and he has been the heart of the spinoff since season 1. The return of Lily Simmons, excuse me, Claudia Flynn, is uncertain because she was stabbed in the season 2 finale. Damn. Sheesh. Damn, that's crazy, man. Um, okay. I'm not even gonna go there. Actually, I'm not gonna go there on the details to any of this, but um, I don't want to spoil things. That's the reason why I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil shit though. So I'm just gonna keep that for another time. Let's see. Let's see what else. What else we need to? Yeah, Power Book 2, very important. I didn't get a chance to talk about that too. So hold on. Okay. All right. Power Book 2. Um, Final season. Yeah. Um. All right. So this is. So here's what's going on here. Here's what's going on here, man. This is from a. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna go to spoilers and stuff. So after 4 short seasons, Power Stars Power Book 2 Ghost is officially over, following tonight's series finale titled Ghost in the Machine. This won't be a recap of the episode, as we will be breaking all that down tomorrow with two of the show's biggest stars, but rather it's to discuss Tariq St. Patrick's played by Michael Rainey Jr. Um, Marvel moment, if you will, at the end of the episode following the credits. Baby Ghost, as Tariq is often referred to, lives to see another day, and with that, there was a tease that more power is ahead. That says to me they can continue telling stories through Tariq in a new show set in the present day. Add to that the upcoming series finale of Power Book 4 Force, led by franchise OG Tommy Egan, played by Joseph Sikora, who better to team up with Tariq than his uncle Tommy. So if you ask me, that was Tommy on the phone with Tariq. There was a lot of bad blood between Tariq and his father's best friend. Um, but all seem to get hashed out in the final 2 episodes of Power Book 2. Um, Ghost's third season with a little help from Tariq's mother, Tasha, played by Natori Norton. So if there is a new show being plotted, my guess is that it will star Tommy and Tariq on a quest to take over the criminal underworld. There's just no way they will end the present timeline. But I also won't dare anyone prove me wrong, just in case. With Ghost and Force soon to be fully concluded, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, will continue the past timeline and be joined by the newly announced series Origins, which will allow younger versions of Tommy and Ghost, played by Amari Hardrick in the Mothership series, past Tommy and Ghost eventually connect with past Kanan, played by 50 Cent in Power, Makai Curtis in Raising Kanan. Anyway, so it's logical to guess the shows could eventually consolidate. Um, all these, all of these power moves are taking place following a March announcement from CEO Jeff Hirsch regarding his intentions to contain content costs by developing more new shows versus sustaining series longer as they become more expensive. Power Book 2 Ghost boasted a long list of in demand talent from the world of TV and movies, as well as recording artists, including Mary J. Blige, Method Man, Lorenz Tate, and Michael Ealy, to name a few. Power Book 4 Force brought a former major football star into the fold, with Isaac Keys starring as David Diamond Sampson. Nobody would be surprised if any new franchise shows feature more up and coming talent with an established any established actors, perhaps playing more reoccurring or guest level roles. Um, One thing that is for sure is that via the confirmation with Tariq at the end of tonight's episode, the show's creative team and the network are committed to this franchise and expansion of the universe. All right. Um, yeah, I remember the show Suits, right? The show that took place in New York. There is a there is a spinoff. There is a spinoff that is happening. Um, there's a spinoff that is happening. That's going to be premiering next year. So I want to actually get to that, which is also involving. It involves. Um. All right, hold on a second here. Yeah, it let me just find that story. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So the spinoff is called Suits LA. All right. And this is according to Screen Rant. Aaron Korsh and NBC Universal are working on a new Suits show, and details are beginning to pour in about the spinoff, which has now been titled Suits LA, which is Los Angeles. The 2011 to 2019 drama Suits focused on ultra slick litigator Harvey Specter and his college dropout mentor with a photographic memory, Mike Ross. Gabriel Mock and Patrick J. Adams led the cast of the show. While it was successful in its day, Suits began making waves again when it arrived on Netflix in 2023. Somehow, the Aaron Core show defied all expectations, um, and became the most watched show in the platform's history, overtaking 2022's Wednesday and Netflix powerhouse Stranger Things. This momentum naturally led to intrigue and questions about the future of Suits and whether it will return. I'm pretty sure enough, it was confirmed later the same year that Aaron Korsh and NBC Universal were developing a new spin-off set in the world of Suits. Um, with the show now scheduled to premiere in early 2025, NBC has revealed a short teaser for Suits LA, made up the eponymous city. The teaser reveals nearly nothing about the upcoming spinoff. Several of the main characters are shown in flashy and heavily edited sequences that may have just for the teaser. It's unclear at this stage when a full trailer will drop. All right, so NBC has scheduled the spinoff as part of its 2025 mid-season slate, where it joins another newcomer on the important Sunday night slate, excuse me. After being announced in 2023, Suits LA provided frequent updates on its production process, including that filming began in early earnest in November 2024 this year. Now, NBC has scheduled the spin-off, scheduled the spin-off as part of its 2025 mid-season slate, where it joins another newcomer on the important Sunday night slate. Suits LA will premiere on Sunday, February 23rd, 2029 at 9 p.m. Eastern, and will be followed by fellow Gross Point Garden Society. Mark your calendars for February 23rd, 2025. All right. And let me see. So there's some So there's some details on the cast. So the cast of Suits LA has taken shape, and it will be led by veteran TV actor Stephen Amell as Ted Black. The character has been described as a formerly powerful lawyer on the East Coast who has moved to Los Angeles to build a legal empire that specializes in criminal and entertainment law. Walking Dead alum Josh McDermott has been cast as self absorbed lawyer Stuart Lane, Black's partner at the firm Black Lane Law. The character of young upstart lawyer Erica Rawlins will be played by Lex Scott Davis. Troy Windrush will play Kevin, a former FBI agent who now works for Black as a PI, and Alice Lee will appear as Associate Attorney Leah. Both supporting roles have the chance to be promoted to recurring status should be should the series get picked up after the pilot episode. A new recurring role has gone to Brian Greenberg, who will play Rick Dotson, a protege of Ted Black, who is eyeing a major promotion. Suits LA has been billed as a new story in the world of Suits, but Lex Scott Davis teased that original characters could return. One return has already been confirmed with Gabriel Monk reprising his role as Harvey Specter. A few guest stars have been announced for the pilot of Suits LA, and it's unclear if their roles will stretch beyond the first episode. Iconic 70s star John Amos will play himself in the pilot, while Victoria Justice has been tapped to play up and coming actor Dylan Pryor. Um, Finally, Kevin Wiseman will play accused murderer Lester Thompson. So yes, mark your calendars. So mark your calendars, though. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, mark your calendars for February 23rd, 2025. All right. All right. So, all right. What do you say we go to? What do you say we go into? All right. What do you say we go into? Some. All right. What do you say we go to some movie news right here? So this movie Man Cave Popcorn, man, and Moana 2 is kicking ass in the box office. It is creaming Wicked. It's creaming Wicked and Gladiator 2. So here it is. Movie Man Cave Popcorn. I'll explain after. Okay, one moment. Give me one moment here. Okay, wait for it. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Moana 2 sales in first place in the box office, I will gladly break down what what this is about. So, according to Deadline, so and this is from yeah, this took place this week actually. This was published this week on the 2nd of this week. So this was Monday. All right. So Monday update with Moana 2 actuals. Now that Sunday's actuals are in, Disney's Moana 2 has surfed even higher across its launch frame, domestically swelling the global start to $389 million. That's a new milestone as Disney confirmed the Phenom has posted the highest ever reported estimated animated opening weekend at the global box office, overtaking the previous record held by the Super Mario Brothers movie, uh, $377 million, which likewise included a 5-day domestic start. We understand that this didn't call out the record yesterday because the studio wanted to wait until the actuals were tallied, particularly given there were no holidays overseas and that estimates were dependent on family weekend play. International came in slightly lower than estimated at $163.8 million, but this has not affected the host of Moana 2 milestones. Previous Sunday, Disney's Moana 2 has shattered expectations with a $386.3 million global opening. Of that, $221 million is from the record domestic Thanksgiving stretch, and $165.3 million from 48 material markets at the international box office. Chi, who indeed. Worldwide, Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne Johnson, Uli Carvalho star nabbed the second highest opening weekend of the year to date, behind only Deadpool and Wolverine. The same stat goes for international, where there was overperformance in all corners. This despite no key holidays, as we reported throughout the weekend. Moana 2 rolled an upward curve with early overseas numbers continuing to point to upside. Um, Someone wrote on. I saw a post on Threads that someone said that Moana 2 made over $400 million. Well, that it's possible. It's possible. Um, but we had to wait and see. Overall, it was a busy season with the continued runs of Universal's Wicked and Paramount's Gladiator 2, which each continue to see strong play. Um, as for newcomer Moana 2, the sequel landing number one starts in every market. Um, Save China, which has a strong local title in play. Still, audience scores there are widely positive. In France, Moana 2 reps the biggest animated opening of all time. Same goes for Poland, UAE, Egypt, Lebanon, Nigeria, Siberia, Turkey, and more. Highlights for Walt Disney Animation Studios includes its biggest opening of all time across the Latin America region, as well as in France, Italy, um, Netherlands, Poland, and others. Moana 2 logged the second highest WDAS opening ever in Germany, Spain, UK, and Ireland, Austria, Belgium, Switzerland, and more. Australia delivered the top WDAS or Pixar opening weekend of all time, and Korea, amid disruption from the biggest snowstorm since 1907, delivered the second highest WDAS launch ever. Um, the first Moana, which was on a staggered overseas release pattern back in 2016, did 64.7 million dollars abroad in a like for like markets at today's rates. It was original IP at the time, but since has gained huge awareness through ancillary and on Disney Plus. In total, this weekend, the top 10 offshore Moana 2 markets are France, $18.8 million, UK, $15.5 million, Mexico, $11.1 million, Germany, $10.5 million, Italy, $9.3 million, Korea, um, $9.1 million, Australia, $8.3 million, Brazil, $7.5 million, China, $6.5 million, and Spain, $5.5 million. There's smooth sailing ahead for Moana 2 with no major wide releases next session. Japan, Hong Kong, and Thailand joined the mix on Friday of this week. Turning to Wicked, the Cynthia Erivo Ariana Grande starrer. Hold on a second. Has raised its global. Hang on a second. Has raised its global. Hang on. Yeah, hold on a minute here. Raises global QMA to $359.3 million after 2 weekends. Of that, $97 million is from 61 overseas markets where several key plays are still to release, including France, China, Germany, and Japan. This frame added $29 million. Um, Overseas, the John M. Chu directed pick is running in line with Wonka, Fantastic Beasts 3, Mamma Mia 2, and The Little Mermaid, and above Les Miserables at the same point. In the UK and Ireland, Wicked ranked number 2 behind Moana's start and was down just 38%. The the QMA through Sunday is an estimated $36 million, in line with Frozen 2 and Mamma Mia 2, and above Aladdin, Wonka, The Jungle Book, Les Miserables, and The Little Mermaid at the same point. Australia gave the Witches terrific Saturday and Sunday holds for a running QMA of $12.9 million. That's bigger than the full runs of Maleficent and Fantastic Beasts 3, and tracks higher than key comps, including Frozen 2, Wonka, Aladdin, and Mamma Mia 2 at the same point in play. In Korea, Elphaba and Glinda have cumed $8.5 million, which is 75% above the Greatest Showman, and almost triple Barbie have surpassed the lifetime of The Little Mermaid and Maleficent this week. Mexico's 6.7 million dollars through Sunday is on par with the Greatest Showman at the same point in release, after having surpassed the total runs of several comps on opening weekend. Philippines rounds out the top 5 so far with $3.5 million above Bohemian Rhapsody at the point. Bohemian Rhapsody at the same point. So before I talk about Gladiator 2 and its status, I want to point out something that that John Campy was talking about. Um, so so you probably don't remember this. I actually was watching TMZ, and one of the individuals was talking about how, the people who go to the theaters, they were told to remove green paint off of their face, and The reason being is because of what went down. Because I don't know if y'all remember this though, man. Um, in 2012, there was an individual who decided to paint his face as the Joker, and shot the movie theater. Shot shot the movie theater and killed some people. That is why um that is why when John Campion basically broke down, when it comes to AMC and some other theaters, they have a policy um in regards to not putting anything on your face as far as paint. You know what I'm saying? They don't allow face paint because the reason being is because it has to do with keeping people safe. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need all that panic. You know what I'm saying? And I actually agree with this though. This is pretty interesting. You know what I mean? It's like um it's like, yo, listen, it's one thing to have a favorite character from a movie, but at the same time, man, like, come on, man. I can understand if it was a cosplay, but you don't need to do that though, man. And on top of that, you don't need to cause a scene in the movie theater. In the same way, you don't need to cause a scene in in doing some movie theaters. I mean, you got other people who pay their hard-earned money who wants to watch the movie. They don't want to hear fucking people singing. Like, seriously. Like, come on, son. Like, I mean, y'all have to fucking do better, man. Y'all gotta do better than that, man. For real, for real. I just wanted to point that out right there, man. That the whole reason why they have to remove the green paint off of their face, even if it was for the character that's Cynthia Erivo, who's playing Alphaba. Um, you don't want to have all that attention and panic as far as the safety of people, trying to keep people safe and stuff. So it's better to keep your face clear if you're going to see a movie. You don't need face paint for any of that shit. Anyway, um meanwhile, in its third weekend of international play, Paramount's Gladiator 2 is now at $208.8 million overseas for a global running total of $320 million. The Ridley Scott Epic added $27.2 million in 64 markets this frame. The UK continues to lead all play at $29.7 million, followed by France, $22.5 million, Spain, $15 million, Mexico, $12.9 million, and Australia, 11.5 million dollars. And of course, Red One, Venom, The Last Dance, um, The Wild Robot, I'm Still Here, Smile 2, rounds out the following. So Red One, fourth place, Venom, The Last Dance, fifth place, The Wild Robot, and I'm Still Here, sixth, and Smile 2 in seventh place. All right. In other movie news, we gotta talk about the layoffs. Man. This is crazy. We gotta talk about the layoffs and shit. So I'll do that, and I'll talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 3 next. All right. All right. All right. We need to talk about this though. So, according to Variety, of course, Pixar was hit with layoffs on Tuesday as approximately 175 employees, or 14% of its workforce were let go. In a note to staff, Pixar president Jim Morris said that individuals who have been impacted by the layoffs will be notified on Tuesday. Calendar invites to speak with a leader have already gone out to those individuals, and we anticipate we will have connected with um, everyone impacted by the end of the day, he wrote. Pixar employees have been bracing since January, but cuts were smaller than the speculated 20% reduction uh, was reported at this time. Um, so once considered the gold standard of family films, Pixar has been struggling since the slamdemic when its corporate overlords at Disney used the pedigree of the animation brand to prop up its new streaming service. During that period, new offerings Soul, Luca, and Turning Red were sent directly to Disney Plus, and family audiences became accustomed to expect those movies at home. When it reverted to prioritizing theatrical releases, moviegoers rejected the $200 million budget Toy Story spin-off Lightyear, which market which marketed Pixar's second consecutive misfire after 2020's Onward. Although Elemental finished with $495 million globally, much stronger than its disappointing opening weekend, would have suggested it's far less than past Pixar movies have earned. Um, Pixar has admitted these mistakes and has since attempted to course correct them. During COVID, we trained audiences to watch our movies on Disney Plus. I won't say there was a lot of choices, Morris told Variety last summer. For periods of time, it was the only thing we could do. We have a little work to unring the bell and motivate families to go to the theater and not wait a few months to see it on Disney Plus. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Um yeah. Um yeah, that's crazy. Exhibitors believe the studio's upcoming sequel, Inside Out 2, on June 14th, will have the humor and charm to recapture the animation company's lust, luster. Pixar slate also includes Elio in 2025 and Toy Story 5 in 2026. Among the company's biggest movies are Finding Nemo, Up, and The Incredibles. Yeah, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I feel for those people, man, who lost their jobs at Pixar, man. Well, that's crazy, man. That's very crazy though, man. And I want to get to before I forget, let me talk about the whole rumor about um let me talk about the whole rumor about Blade being canceled. Some YouTuber on YouTube was saying that the whole Blade movie was going to be canceled. Well, guess again. The Batman Part 2 has just received a positive update amid speculation. 2025 was initially set to be the first year that Batman and Superman would have graced the big screen in solo movies in the same year. However, due to the 2023 Hollywood strikes, the Batman Part 2 was delayed to October 2026. Since then, the movie has yet to start shooting, with few the Batman Part 2 story details being revealed, as the DC movie script is not yet finished. The delays have led to conspiracy theories that the Batman movie was canceled, and they have been addressed. On Threads, James Gunn confirmed that the Batman Part 2 has not been canceled. Gunn was pretty direct in his answer, showing that DC has no time for charades when it comes to projects such if the Batman Part 2 had been canceled. As had been speculated in the past few months, Gunn would not have played coy about it. The DC Studios co-CEO also said the studio is eagerly awaiting director Matt Reeves' script for the next Batman movie, though he offered no timeline for when it could be finished. So, whenever you have conspiracy theorists, man, who make this claim that the Batman Part 2 is going to be canceled, it's not canceled. It's just they're waiting on the script, and it's still a go, and it's still go for it's still go on October 2nd, 2026. So yeah, there you go right there. And this is from screenrant.com, folks, in case you didn't know. And also, also the Blade movie. Some idiot made a claim about the Blade movie being canceled. So let's let's debunk these rumors, shall we? Is this the final nail in the coffin for the Daywalker? Disney has removed Marvel Studios' Blade movie from its 2025 release calendar and slotted Predator Badlands for November 7th, 2025, leaving the Mahershala Ali-led reboot without a release date, originally slated for November 3rd, 2023, before being pushed back to September 6th, 2024, and then February 14th, 2025, which was never going to make that date. It was never going to make that date. Marvel's Blade staked out the late 2025 release date last November when Disney reshuffled its movie release calendar to move up Deadpool and Wolverine from May to July 2024. And to push Thunderbolts from 2024 to 2025. For the last few years, as we've been trying to crack that movie, the most important thing for us is not rushing it, Marvel Studios president and producer Kevin Feige explained in a recent interview with Black Tree TV, and making sure we are making the right Blade movie because there were some great Blade movies years ago. Okay. Okay. We are committed to the movie, and we're so committed to it that we're not going to make it until it's right. Feige added. It has been frustrating for us and for some fans that it's taken a while, but we have a writer working on it now. Meanwhile, Wesley Snipes, who starred as the half vampire, half human vampire slayer in New Line Cinema's Blade trilogy between 1998 and 2004, reprised his role in Deadpool and Wolverine earlier this summer, and quipped that there's only been one Blade, and there's only ever gonna be one Blade, excluding Ali's voice only cameo in the post-credits scene in 2021's Eternals. That's been true thus far. Is Blade canceled, or will Ali Daywalker have his day in the sun in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Of course, the timeline. I'm not even going to go over. I'm not even going to go over the timeline here, man. I'm not even going to go over the timeline, man, because you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm not even going to go over the timeline. Look, I know everybody's been talking about it's been 5 years and shit, but when you're trying to make a movie, you don't want to rush the shit though, man. You want to make sure you have a good story to tell and a good script though. So that's one thing I can actually say right there though, man. So Blade is not, so to answer your question, folks, the Blade movie is not canceled. It's just been taken off the schedule indefinitely. So it's gonna be a while until we hear in the future of a new um release date. Now, let's go to Sonic the Hedgehog for a sec here, man. I want to all you Sonic the Hedgehog fans out there, I want to remind y'all that there is a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 fan event screening. Um, and it's gonna be some surprises. So I'm not even gonna say what the surprise is. So anyway, so according to the people from comicbook.com, it's Shadow's time in the spotlight now in celebration of the second trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Tickets have finally gone on sale. Furthermore, a special fan event will be held at select locations for Sonic enthusiasts to get some Shadow themed goodies. The film is set to roll into theaters December 20th, but those eager to see the anticipated third entry in the Sega-based franchise can dash to theaters a bit earlier. The official Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Twitter account announced an early access event which will be held the day before the movie comes out. Hold on a second. All right, what the hell's going on here? Damn it. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog continues the story of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles as they reunite with their biggest foe, Dr. Eggman. This time he's brought some backup with his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, and a new hedgehog foe, Shadow. Where Shadow, tormented by his past, has bigger plans for the world and one that threatens the future. So it's up to Sonic and the gang to stop Shadow and save the world yet again. In terms of the title, it seems to take the most from that honors that honor goes to Sonic Adventure 2 as it marked the first appearance of Shadow. Um if you are a big Sonic or Shadow fan, a special fan event will be held at select theaters on December 19th, a full day before the big release. At the event, which will go down at 3 p.m., um, in your respective time zone, you can receive one character keychain and a special Shadow collector's print, which features the black and white hedgehog behind some Japanese kanji. At the moment, no direct translation can be made. Still, the poster looks great and is to sure to be a hit with fans, especially those of Shadow and legendary actor Keanu Reeves' inspired interpretation of the complex character. The second trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 provided a lot more coverage in terms of the story. Now, I don't think there were any spoilers or anything like that though, man, because you knew we was gonna go to December right now. Um Look, man. Um, we just gotta wait and see, man. By the time the movie comes out and stuff, and there's more surprises. I'm not gonna say what it is. So this is a wait and see to be determined. So, all right, so The Sonic the second trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 provided a lot more coverage in terms of the story. We see the return of the humans like Sonic's adopted parents, James Marsden's Tom and Tika Sumter's Maddie, as well as now married couple Natasha Rothwell's Rachel and Shamar Moore's Rando, who by the way is from SWAT. By the way, you can check that out as well. Plus, we do have comedy icon Jim Carrey, who previously was retired, doing dual roles with Dr. Eggman and Gerald Robotnik. In terms of the story, we do see some worldwide action from spewing volcanoes and other calamities. On top of it all, we get more of Keanu Reeves' shadow and his story, which includes his beloved friend Maria. The Sonic the Hedgehog film series is a more recent one, but nonetheless still rather successful. It's hard to imagine the same would have happened if the original design of Sonic, deemed ugly Sonic, were still at the helm. Currently, the series has had two blockbuster entries and one streaming series in the form of Paramount Plus's Knuckles, which got renewed for a second season. The show follows Knuckles and Tom's cop co-worker Wade as Knuckles teaches him the ways of the warrior. Despite lukewarm reception, there are talks that a second season is in the works and plans to add Team Chaotix composed of SPO, the Chameleon, Vector, the Crocodile, and Charmy B. However, so take it with a grain of salt. Tickets are now on sale for the movie, which releases on December 20th. You can purchase tickets online at your respective theater's website or on the official Sonic the Hedgehog site. If you want some Sonic goodness now, Sonic X Shadows Generations is available for purchase on all major platforms, which will also get a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 inspired level. By the way, man, I did take a look at the popcorn buckets of Sonic the Hedgehog, man. And if you have a Cinemark in your area, depending on where you live or what state, check out Cinemark and the popcorn buckets. I guarantee you're gonna be collecting those popcorn buckets and all that other stuff for for a long time. You're gonna be like, because now the I saw the picture. I gotta say, man, the Sonic popcorn buckets. I gotta say, man, it looks pretty awesome, man. Y'all should check it out on Cinemark's website and wherever website you find the popcorn buckets, especially your local theaters and all the other stuff. So yeah, so I can't wait for Sonic the Hedgehog to cream the living shit out of Mufasa, which nobody asked for, man. I can't wait for it to speed the theaters to be number one in the box office, which it will. And according to one of the YouTubers who made a projection that said that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will be opening in first place. All right. So there you have it. Mark your calendars for December 19th for early fan screening of Sonic the Hedgehog. And hurry up and get your tickets so you don't miss out on the action. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure. Let me see how much time we got here. 2:38. Okay. I think I have time. Let me see. I think I have time for one more thing actually that I wanted to get to. One more thing I wanted to get to, and it has to do okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to leave off I'm gonna leave off the video game topics for another time. And as far as the other topics that I wanted to talk about here, I want to get to Kerry Washington, because she has something that is very 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 cool that I want to get to. She has something that's very cool that I wanted to get to, so I want to actually talk about that in in a quick segment. In a quick segment that I want to actually do. So this is I want to do this. I want to do this actually. So Kerry Washington has a she has a she has invested in having a social media platform opposite of Elon Musk. You want to know what that is? Let's get to Crunch Tech mentions. All right. We'll get to that right now, man, as we try to get through this. All right. Congratulations are in order for Miss Kerry Washington. And I have to say, man, and this is according to USA Today. Kerry Washington, Kerry Washington has long been a certified star, but now she has. Let me see. Let me just try to. Now she has play card to prove it. The scandal actress, age 47, received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Monday, celebrating the honor alongside her parents. She said, hold on a second. She said, Mom and Dad, can you believe it? An actual star. She said in her speech, you made a wish and it came true. And now I am swirling in a galaxy of other stars. All encouraging each other to shine brightly and to light the way for somebody else's dream. Um, Washington, who has been in the business since her 20s, has a career that spans stage and screen. Emmy nominated for her roles in both Scandal and the HBO film Confirmation. The actress' latest accolade comes as no surprise. She does it all with this determination and this grace, and she's joyful about it. Shonda Rhimes, the creator of Scandal, said at the ceremony, she is a star. She's a bright star who lights up our world. Carrie doesn't just shine for herself, she shares her light with anyone who needs it. It was kind of a bucket list achievement for my dad, Washington told People after she was inducted. I think it was something my dad and all had always dreamed of and asked me about. And so it was really special to be able to be here to share this moment with my parents and to have them here with me. Um ahead of the hold on a second. Ahead of the release of her memoir, Thicker Than Water, in 2023, Washington revealed she discovered late in life that her dad, Earl Washington, was not her biological father. She discovered the truth when she told her parents she planned to go on PBS Finding Your Roots, a series hosted by Henry Louis Gates Jr., where stars learn about their ancestry through DNA testing. When I got this information, I was like, oh, I now know my story. Washington told People at the time I didn't know what my story was, but I was playing the supporting character in their story. Washington star is the 2,796 to be added to the ever growing walkway that snakes down Hollywood Boulevard, one of the last pieces of old Hollywood that has held onto the salience. The pink and gold plaques are doled out in ceremonies that bring together big names from a star's past. All right, Pre- present at Washington's induction were not just her family and Rhymes, but Tyler Perry, another longtime collaborator, including for Color Girls. She is incredibly kind and giving and powerful, and her heart speaks first, Perry said. She approaches she approaches it with heart. She approaches it with understanding that she's not just acting, but she's representing the people that she is portraying. The Medea character said of Washington's acting, I'm so incredibly proud of her. Washington later dedicated her newly minted star to other young performers dreaming big as she did. The actress said in her speech she hoped one day someone sharing her last name would come to Hollywood Boulevard, see the Kerry Washington star, and cover up Kerry to imagine their own name filled in. And speaking of Kerry Washington, she has her own app. She has her own app that I want to actually get to. Um, and like I said, whatever topics I don't get to, um, I'm not going to be able to get to it. Um, I will hold that off for another episode. So yeah. So let's get to the technology thing. So Kerry Washington invests in Spill, the black-owned alternative to Elon Musk's X. When Spill was created, he raised a $2 million seed extension and grew the app's user base to around 200,000. One of those users was Emmy Award winning actress Kerry Washington. Spill, for those of you who may not know, it is a black owned alternative to Elon Musk's floundering platform X, formerly known as Twitter, has a big backer in Kerry Washington. TechCrunch reports that um, actress Kerry Washington is now an investor in the black-owned social media platform Spill. Um, the news comes as the platform celebrates its second year in existence. Spill is the brainchild of Alfonso Terrell, a former global head of the editorial at Twitter, who was laid off by the company following Musk's reluctant acquisition of the platform, which he stupidly rebranded it as X. When Spill was created, he raised a $2 million seed extension and grew the app's user base to around 200,000. One of the users was Emmy Award winning actress Kerry Washington. Washington's presence on Spill was very loud. She hosted tea parties. The platform was named for live video. Live video. Hold on. Live video. Hold on. Hold on. Live video. Hold on. Live video. Hold on. Where is this? Um, Hold on a second here. Yeah, live video conversations and actively engage in discussions with other users, encouraging people to vote. Speaking with TechCrunch, Terrell spoke about Washington's presence on the platform. She's incredibly accessible and knowledgeable, especially around these topics, and is not scared in any way, shape, or form about really engaging with people directly. Terrell told the website, I think it really does represent the kind of environment we want to cultivate on Spill. We're all human here too. Let's connect. Um, Washington, who is no stranger to making investments, added in a digital world where marginalized groups, especially Black, Brown, and LGBTQIA folks, rarely feel prioritized. Spill stands out. I'm proud to be a part of this community as both a user and an investor. Um, Spill is offering a new space for Black and Brown users to be creative on social media. Since Musk took over Twitter, users, specifically Black users, have sought a new platform to express their creativity. Spill, Blue Sky, and Instagram threads were among those options. Spill has made significant strides in keeping people engaged on the platform. One reason is that it has found success in that area thanks to launching a live multiplayer spades game. All right. Let me see. All right, we're going to wrap up right here, man. We are going to wrap up here. All right, we're going to wrap up here. So we are going to wrap up right here, right now. Hold on a second. I can find that shit. Hold on one second. All right, we're gonna wrap up right here, man. Stream choices on the go, man. On hold on, wrong one. I'm sorry. Stream choices on the go, man. Let's get into it right here, right now, man. As we wrap up right here, man. Congratulations to Kerry Washington and on the new social media app Spill. I will take a look at this. So before I get off the when I get off the air, so hopefully I'll be able to download it. And you can download it too, man. For all you folks at home that's listening, yeah. Um, damn, what's going on with this thing? Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. All right, stream choices on the go. Let's go. All right, make sure you follow Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook alongside with Threads and my other podcast shows that I do, which is also on Threads, and myself on Threads and also on Instagram. Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, my sports platform. It's entertainment review show. Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast is also on there too. This podcast is on Instagram, and myself, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, is also on there as well. And of course, you go to the link in bio, you're going to see a whole list of all streaming platforms where you can listen, stream, and watch new episodes, starting with Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Bullhorn FM, Castbox FM, these are Listen Notes, Moon FM podcast, Overhaul FM podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podhound, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podvine, Snips, Spotify for creators, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Fountain, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app where you can listen to music, radio, and podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is follow and subscribe on iHeartRadio and other streaming platforms. And of course, do the same on YouTube. Be sure to make sure you grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page. Leave a like and a comment along with the topics in this episode. Tell me how you feel about the topics in this episode, and of course, be sure to also add the podcast to your playlist. You can listen, stream, and watch, and you can also enable alerts so you'll be notified on when I'll be on the air via live stream, recording new live stream video podcast episodes, and of course, you can watch new episodes. You can watch new episodes on here, and of course on every streaming platform that I just mentioned. And be sure to tell a friend to another friend. Spread the word. Word of mouth is important. Share my Linktree link with Linktree/G Money Stacks 555 with the podcast shows with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, the people you're cool with from work, and all that great stuff, wherever you listen and get your podcast. All right. I'm gonna wrap up here right now, man. Thank you very much. Man. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 365th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it, because it's not going to be given to you on a silver fucking platter. You have to find your niche, find your talent, find your skills, be able to do something that makes you happy creatively, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. And also, everybody's journey is different, not the same. There's no manual on how to follow your goals and dreams and your journey. All right. And remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays. The grind doesn't stop. It's not a matter of whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. And also be sure to, be safe out there, and And all that great stuff right there. And like I said about December 19th, the early screen of Sonic the Hedgehog. Hurry up to get your tickets and all the great stuff right there. And of course, the Queens baseball convention is tomorrow. Make sure you get your tickets on their website, the Queens Baseball Convention website. All right. So make sure you do that. All right. I'm out of here. Peace and one love. Enjoy yourselves. Good night, everybody.